Hari Om. Last time we have completed up to slok number 7. Now we'll start with slok number 8. Nahi prapashyami mamapanudhyat yashokumushoshanam indriyanam. Avapya bhuma vasapannam ruddham rajyam suranam api chadhipatyam. The background is this was a discussion going on between Arjuna and the Lord Sri Krishna. The first chapter, Arjuna has refused to fight. चालू आहे तुमचं बघा काय ते. Can you listen me? Okay. So in the first chapter, Arjuna has refused to fight, and Lord Sri Krishna wants him to fight. That was the problem. Arjuna has given so many explanations in support of his decision, because he has already decided and he has declared the decision that I am not going to fight. But Lord Sri Krishna is not answering anything to him. So definitely he is little bit more depressed. I am telling so many things and Lord Sri Krishna is not answering to me at all. That was the end of first chapter. And in second chapter, again the discussion was continued. Again Arjuna was trying to convince Lord Sri Krishna about his decision of not to fight. But Sri Krishna told him, why you are just wasting your time? That your decision is not correct. You have to fight. You came here to fight. The war was just to start. And how Arjuna has immediately, instantly decided not to fight. That was something surprising. But still, Arjuna is not ready to fight. So he is still convincing Sri Krishna here. But his mood was changed. That was the last shloka's meaning. His mood was changed. Initially, he has decided not to fight. But now in saying that I am confused, I cannot take the decision. So he came on back foot. And he's telling that now I am not able to take decision whether to fight or whether not to fight, which is good for me, and which is bad for me. And now Lord Sri Krishna has to explain that before in the 7th slok now, he is saying, suppose if I won the war, I will become a king of a very big kingdom. But still, I will get so many facilities, I will enjoy the pleasures, but still the grief of my mind, which is at present, and which is disturbing his body also, will not be over. This is the meaning of this slok. And for this, you have to refer that please slok in first chapter. I'll just want to remind you that is more important. Because when he saw his relatives in front of him, and when he has to fight means he has to kill all of them. And this has developed a panic attack. And this explanation was given in slok number 28, 29, and 30. There he says, whole energy of my body is lost. His mouth has become dry. His body is totally shaking. He cannot hold the bow. So how he can fight? He has to fight with the bow. But his hand was so weak that he could not hold the bow. It was just slipping from his hand. And finally he says, even I cannot stand. So he sat down in the chariot. So this was the situation he has already explained. And to reference with this situation, he's telling now here that even if I win the war, I may be a king of the large kingdom, but still this sensation will not be over. This grief. Rather, it will be more, because when he has to win the war, he has to kill all the Initially, just by imagination of killing his relatives, he has got a depression. When he actually killed all of them, the depression will be more severe. So he says, I will not be enjoy the pleasure of the kingdom, even if I win. This is the meaning of this sloka. Then, of course, Sanjay was the minister of Dhritarashtra. And Dhritarashtra was sitting in Hastinapur, in the palace. And the war is going on Kurukshetra. There is a distance, maybe about 250 kilometers or something like that. And Sanjay was explaining what is happening on the Kurukshetra. So here Sanjay explains Dhritarashtra that Eva Muktva Rushikesham Gudakesha Parantapa Nayotsaiti Govindam Uktva Tushnim Babuvacha. He says the Arjuna is still not ready to fight. So he's continuing with that. Arjuna is not ready to fight. Then he says, and now Lord Sri Krishna is going to explain Arjuna. That is the meaning of this sloka. This is very simple. Tamuvacha Hrishikeshaha prasanniva bharata senayorubhayor madhye vishidantam idam vacha. So Arjuna has explained all these things and he has decided not to fight and he stopped. That's all. He says, I will not fight. Then now Lord Sri Krishna, Bhagavan, he is with smiling face, Prasanya Bharata, means smiling face, he is explaining in between the two militaries, at the same place, to Arjuna. And now we see the most important part of Bhagavad-Gita starts from this sloka, number 11. Up till now, only the explanation was there, what is going on, what is happening. That is the explanation up till now. The real Bhagavad Gita, we can say it starts from this sloka number 11. Because now Lord Sri Krishna is explaining and giving the philosophy of life to Arjuna. Of course, Arjuna is a token, rather we can say. This philosophy is explained to Arjuna. Arjuna is convinced that is there. That is the history. But actually this philosophy is for our common people also. So we have to be more careful, more critical to understand this philosophy of Bhagavad Gita. Sloka number 11. It is a starting point of Bhagavad Gita philosophy. Sri Bhagavan Vach Ashocananvashocastvam Pradnyavadanscha Bhashase Gatasuna Gatasuscha Nanushocanti Pandita. Pandita means wise men, masters of philosophy, we can say. This is Pandita. He said, these Pandita, the wise men, do not feel bad for Gatasu and Gatasusha. That means the people who are present and who are not present. For in both the situations, these Panditas, they are not feeling bad. They don't grieve for all that. This is the basic concept Lord Sri Krishna has explained here. Gatasumi, those who are already passed on. Because Arjuna was telling, no, if he has to fight, he has to kill all of them. So all these relatives will be passed off after the war. So this relatives like passed off, means expired. Or those who are not expired, those who are living. Some different words are used, but the meaning is the living people and the dead people. Both situations, all these Panditas or the experts or the wise men, they experience in the same way. They don't have any grief for the dead. Or they don't have any grief for the present also. So this is what is the Panditas are doing. So Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna that you are talking like a Pandit. Because Arjuna was explaining the philosophy of life, particularly in the previous chapter, and how he can kill, if he kill his relative, there's so many complications will be there, and all that. That was explained in the first chapter. So that was the real explanation of some philosophy given by Arjuna. So Lord Krishna says that you are talking like a philosopher. But actually the philosophers, means Panditas, they don't feel any grief for dead people or live people. They treat both the situation in the same way. And this, this is explained hereafter. Now to continue the explanation, I had to give some brief concepts of Indian philosophy, of yoga philosophy, which is a basic concept. If you understand all this, then only you will understand the philosophy explained hereafter. Because it looks little bit abstract, that how they should have no grief for the dead people. If people are alive, is okay. But people, when they're dead, definitely we feel grief for that. But Krishna says, no, Panditas are not feeling grief of that. They are treating the both situations the same way. How it is that? So for that, some philosophy is required. So that I'll give some concept for that philosophy, Indian concept. That is Atma and Paramatma. Paramatma is the ultimate reality. Or we can call it Brahma, we can call it Ishwar. There are so many words are there. Or even we can call it as a God also. So that is all Paramatman. Paramatman is the energy and knowledge which has created this universe. Universe, is very big. So many planets and galaxies and so many things are there. I don't want to go in detail. But all this total universe is created by some energy. Because it is created long back. It is created by some energy. That energy and of course the knowledge is called Paramatman. And now our body-mind complex, human being, or even any other animal and creature also, is controlled by Atman. So Atman is a part and parcel of that energy and part and parcel of the ultimate reality, which is controlling our body-mind complex. Because our body-mind complex is also functioning. And modern science says that energy is required for functioning. Without energy, nothing functions. That is the principle of modern science. And our body-mind complex is functioning continuously from birth to death. So it needs some energy. And what is that energy? That energy is called Atma, or the soul in English. And the Atma is a part and parcel of Paramatma. The words are also similar. I'm explaining very short, but I think you can get concept of that. That Atma is part and parcel of Paramatma. Paramatma is energy and knowledge. So Atma is also having full energy and knowledge. But Paramatma is controlling the whole universe. Atma is controlling only body-mind complex. But Atma and Paramatma, both are energies. And you see the modern science principle is there, law of conservation of energy. Energy cannot be destroyed. Energy cannot be created. We can change the form of energy. And modern science also says that energy cannot be destroyed. The Atma is energy, so it cannot be destroyed. Paramatma, it is also energy. So the concept of life is human body, definitely, which contains the mind and all that, body, mind, intellect and all this. But it needs the energy, that is Atman. And you see, one more interesting point. When the Atman, the energy, leaves the body, physical body is dead. What is the death? We can explain the death. See, live body is functioning. Each and every cell is functioning in live body. And dead body, nothing is functioning. As per the modern science view, only we can say, in dead body, no energy is there to function. So nothing functions. So that energy is Atman. That is a basic concept, that Atman is there. It is controlling body-mind complex. When Atman leaves the body, body is dead. But Atman is not dead because it is energy. Modern science says energy cannot be destroyed. So Atman cannot be destroyed. So Atman is a permanent thing. When Atman leaves one body, the concept continues and it takes another body. Of course, new body, newborn baby. That Atman enters in that newborn baby, it starts functioning. That baby also starts functioning till the end of the life. Then again, Atman leaves that body, again takes a new body. So this is a rebirth principle. So these principles are very much important to understand the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita. Paramatman, Atman, and body. So body has got physical existence. Atman doesn't have physical existence because it is energy. And Atman is controlling the body. But Atman is permanent. No destruction. And body is destroyed. So body is destroyed. But Atman cannot be destroyed. So Atman lives permanent, eternal. Atman is eternal, just like Paramatman. Once you understand this basic concept, then this philosophy will be very much easy to understand. That is why in slok number 12, Lord Sri Krishna says, Natvevaham jatunasam, natvam neme janadipaha, nachaivana bhavishyamaha sarve vayamataha param. He says, myself, yourself, or all the kings, these are the bodies. So bodies can be destroyed. So when the death is there, the bodies get destroyed. So death is there for the body, but not for the Atman. So everybody has got Atman, small energy, which is controlling the body-mind complex, is there. So he says, myself, yourself, or all the kings were previously also there, long back. Afterward also they're permanent, because he is intending to indicate the Atman of all these. So he says, myself, yourself, and all the kings, they have got Atman. So Atman was there before their birth also, before their body also. And when their body will get destroyed, Atman will be still there. So this one concept is explained in this slok, that Atman of everybody, as if he's saying in the slok that myself, yourself, and all the kings and all the relatives, what you are talking about, their Atman will be there. It was there before their birth. It will be there after their death. So there is no death for Atman. So this is the important point he has explained, that we were existing before our birth. We will exist after our death in the form of Atman. In the form of body, yes, there is a death. There is a birth and death. This concept is for body. That we also know. Body has got birth and death. But Atman, no birth, no death. Atman is eternal. So he says, we were there previously also before our birth. We will be there after the death also. So we'll be there. So why are you feeling grief about that? So this is how he has started explaining these concepts. And the slok number 13 is the most important. Dehinosmin anyatha dehe kaumaram yavanam jara tatha dehantar praptir dhiras tatra namuyati. Now it's explaining this concept in detail. This is our body, human body. It's changing. In the childhood, it was very small. When the birth was there, it's still small. But he's giving the explanation of the childhood. Childhood body was small. We also know. When we became young, the body has changed, no? The original body is changed to some extent in the younger age. Then, of course, then old age, again the body has changed. So there are the changes he's explaining. This childhood, young age, old age, like death. The first three changes we experience, all of us. And we don't feel grief of it. When we change the state, from childhood, our body becomes young. We're happy. When the body is young, it becomes old also. But we accept it because we know this is a natural change. It takes place in our body. So these are the three different levels, major levels. Lord Sri Krishna has explained that they are acceptable. We don't feel grief when we change the body. We accept it as it is. So he says, similarly, the change, fourth change now, is childhood, young age, and old age, 3 stages. And the fourth stage is death. The body is changing. So this is the fourth stage. So which we have to accept as it is. Now this principle is very difficult to accept at present for us. Because how death is not grief? It is grief only. We are losing the body. But he says, Atman is not dead, died. There is no death for the Atman. Death for the only body. So this is, he's saying, Dehantara Prapti, this word. That is, Atman is changing the body. Because he's leaving the existing body, taking the new body. So Atman has experienced 3 changes, childhood, young age, and old age. So Atman has to experience the 4th stage also. That is changing the body. But this is a very common thing. This is happening for everybody. So why Atman should feel bad of it? So fear of death can be overcome if you understand this concept of Dehantara Prapti, that is, Atman is changing the body, you throw it and change it. You take a new body. So rather, Atman should be happy. That's what Lord Sri Krishna wants to say. And Atman should be happy that when the body has become very old, not of so much of use. So throw it and take a new body. So Atman should be happy for the death concept. To understand this concept is very, very difficult in the beginning. But if we give more thought on it again and again and again and again, then you also feel. Because this concept has been continued throughout Bhagavad-gita. So as we go on understanding, repeating and all those things, then we also accept, okay, so death is not bad. Rather, it is good that we are throwing the old body and taking the new body. So Atman should be happy for the death. See, this is how the concept is there, which is explained by Lord Krishna here, that Dehantar Prapti is a 4th stage. When we accept change of for 3 stages, we must accept the change of 4th stage also, without any pain, without any grief. This is the principle of Bhagavad Gita. That's what I say. From slok number 11, the real philosophy of Bhagavad Gita has started. And to understand this will take some time. You have understood by meaning, but we have to understand by experience. That is more difficult at this stage. So this concept is further explained in further slokas. So we'll stop here. We'll continue in the next lecture now. Our time is over. Hari Om.